Welcome back to Our Community. Susie Thomas visiting with you and with Angie Click and Carol White. They're from Meals on Wheels. We were talking about the routes that you have 17 different sites, but that doesn't say how many different routes you are serving. How many are you?
Yeah, we have 65 routes total, and right now actually 57 of those 65 are permanently open at different times throughout the week.
What does that mean?
Permanent open means that we don't have any regularly scheduled volunteer to cover that. So we have to either find a sub every week to cover that route, someone from admin, from our administrative office will have to go and cover it, or we have to pull in site coordinators to deliver as well.
With so many volunteers for so many years, how has it come to be that you've got these permanently open routes?
Yeah, again, it leads back to how just the clients are growing so much. The population is really rapidly increasing, and the people who need our meals are growing more than ever, and we want to make sure we're serving them. We want to keep up. We want to make sure everybody who needs a nutritious meal gets one, and we've been doing a great job of reaching those clients.
Absolutely.
We just, like we said, we really need the volunteers to keep up with it. So it's not so much of a problem with the volunteers we have. They're amazing, and we are so grateful for them. We just need more like them to keep up.
They need to just clone themselves.
Yes, that would be great.
What does weather mean to you all? How do you do with the snow in Northeast Ohio?
I would say our clients, our volunteers are great about it. I mean, we do encourage our clients to make sure the sidewalks are cleaned and ready, for people. Family members, sometimes neighbors will clean off their sidewalks, their doorsteps, so that we can get there to deliver a meal, because we don't really cancel. I mean, I've been here a year and a half, and we've not canceled once for bad weather.
So even if school is out,
even when school's out,
still you do not take the day off.
No.
Do you recommend them taking along a shovel to maybe clear a path up to the door?
We do have awesome volunteers that do that.
Wow.
There's some that bring their own little jug of salt, and they prepare with their boots and their gloves, and they have a little shovel that they carry in their trunk, and they just clear off the path if they have to.
Wow. And check on your loved one and make sure that they're eating, and make sure their pets are eating, and that their pets are not eating the food that is meant for them.
Exactly. That's
all
right.
of these things. You had mentioned an Adopt a Route opportunity. What is that?
Okay, so we have different companies in the area that actually work it with teams of employees, and they rotate it. So, like, you might have 8 people that want to do the Adopt the Route. They do it on their lunch break. So there might be 8 people that do it, but like 2 at a time do it. So it rotates that maybe like once a month they have to actually take a turn. So like AEP in Canton does it, Timken Company does it. We have some really good volunteers. SARTA is doing it right now, where they come in one day a week and they just rotate that through their employees. And they call that their Adopt a Route. It also makes them feel good because they're giving back to the community. It looks good for them. And we make sure we promote that.
90 minutes is only a smidge longer than your typical lunch hour. It just seems like that's something that would behoove businesses to grant their employees a little extra time if they wanted to take a day a month, say, and do a delivery.
And I'm usually pretty good at trying to find, so if I have a company that I know wants to do it, to try to find them route. Like when SARTA came to me and they wanted to do it. SARTA came to us and wanted to do it, and they wanted to do it for a month just to give back to the community. And so we found them a route that was perfect. They got it done in 60 minutes in Canton, and it was perfect. And they're familiar with downtown Canton area. Well, they loved it so much that now they're on.
Oh, that's
they have
awesome.
not left. So now they do it 2 days a week, and they have that much employees that rotate it. So it's pretty awesome. So there's stuff like that. I always try to find, if there's a different organization that wants a route in an area, I try to find the route that's more like an hour, so they're not over too much.
Well, we've talked about the fact that you use a lot of retirees as volunteers, and you can still use working folks as volunteers.
Correct.
Let's go a little younger. We've got a lot of colleges in the area, and it just seems like if they've got driver's licenses, and they do, and so many now, I think college students, more than when back in my day, some of them many of them have cars on campus and are able to do something. What about an appeal out to the college kids that they might be able to do something?
I'm definitely looking to appeal to college kids. We do have some. I mean, we do have a good relationship with Stark State. We're a part of their leadership program for their freshman class that they have to get community service hours for.
Nice.
And there's a lot of degrees where you need to get community service hours. So we're willing to work with that. So if they only need 15 hours, I'll use them for the 15 hours. We'll make sure it works with their schedule. We do have some younger people that have stayed on after they've done it for a while. Then they go home for the summer and then they come back and try to help again. So
doesn't volunteering just do that to you, though? I think one of you said you do it once and you just get hooked. You form those relationships with the people that you're delivering to, and it's just fun.
Well, our clients just love to see young people come to the door. I know, we have a lot of people that bring their grandchildren in the summertime, and they just love it. So, anytime we have a college student that wants to do it, those seniors they just eat it up. They just love seeing them.
Yeah. Well, I love when you come because you always have such really good stories. And I understand you've got stories galore about people who volunteer, about people who receive the meals. So tell me a little bit about your volunteers.
Yeah, so Angie has a lot of volunteer stories with her. Something that we really like to try and stress is that it's not just about the client. We, of course, want to make sure that they're having a good experience, but it is rewarding for both people. And we have a lot of really, really great volunteers who we've actually started a newsletter, and we've been working with them to find out why they do it and what keeps them coming back for 30, 40 years. Why they're staying on with Meals on Wheels. So Angie has a couple stories talking about that.
Yeah, and I have volunteers that maybe have only been with our agency 4 months to some volunteers that have been volunteering for 30, 40 years.
Oh, my.
So, but it always comes back to the same point. They have a passion for it. Once they started, now it's like their mission. It's something that they look forward to. It's something they feel like they give back to and they can do. A lot of our volunteers are people from the community. We have a lady in Wayne County that is a retired teacher and just wanted to do something to give back. And her husband did it together, and they just were partners in crime. They do it too. It's hilarious. They do it twice a week, and they just love it, and it's become their passion. She said, I feel like more times than not, I'm getting more out of it than they are getting from me. Just the interaction, the talking, getting to know your clients. And some of our volunteers are really good. They deliver the meals, and then they see that the clients need something outside, and they try to connect them to services or try to get them the help. So I think that's really great. I have other volunteers that are just new, and they've been doing it maybe 6 months, and they're like I said, they're hooked. So because they're hooked, now they're trying to get their friends. So they're doing things in the community, and in lieu of getting paid for what they're doing in the community, they're wanting those people to return by delivering Meals on Wheels.
Oh, yeah.
So we have some really great, just overall great volunteers.
Yeah, I would think your best recruiters would be the people who are doing it because they can share, this is why I'm doing it. It's so much fun. Come try it with us. And then there you go. If everybody brings one, you've doubled.
Exactly. That would be the ideal situation.
That sounds perfect. What about the people and what it means who are receiving them, Kara?
Absolutely. It means everything to a lot of these people. And we actually started doing a survey last year. And one of the biggest questions we asked was just kind of general feedback on how they felt about the services, what they thought. And 9 out of 10 times they told us how much they love their volunteers. So if we haven't sold you on it enough at this point, I've got a couple quotes from clients talking about what their volunteers mean to them.
Yes.
So our first one said, all the drivers are very nice, polite, and respectful, and they always have a smile on their face. They're on time and have great personalities to talk to, no matter what the weather.
That no matter what the weather means a lot, doesn't it?
It sure
I'm
does.
so impressed that Meals on Wheels doesn't shut down.
Right. I know. And the clients are really impressed by it, too. We have another one here talking about how our volunteers are dear, gracious people, and they appreciate them so much. God bless you all, and thank you for your patience and kindness. We have a lot of that. A lot of people thanking them for the weather. Everybody in Ohio knows what it is to drive in the snow, and our clients really, really appreciate it. Can't believe how they come in all kinds of weather. That
seems to be the trend. That's the theme, isn't it?
Well, yeah, and we did this survey in the spring, so they just really held on to this. They really meant it.
Yeah. It really did mean a lot. Well, and I understand the coming season is going to be pretty much standard as far as coldness, but a little more snow than normal. That's what I'm hearing them say. So do you recommend snow tires if people have snow tires? Or
yes, or chains. So some of our drivers have trucks, so they put sandbags in. They get themselves prepared. I mean, they are definitely ready. And we are currently, we have a lot of our volunteers that, because of the cold weather, they're going to go to Florida. They're snowbirds.
That's right. So you lose some, don't you?
So we lose them. And so that's really a huge need right now. We really are pushing for new volunteers, and we had an awesome article in the newspaper, and we're doing a lot of pushing just that we need volunteers, because I don't mind delivering every day, but I can't do 3, 4 at a time. It's too hard to double up routes.
So between Stark and Wayne counties. So Stark and Wayne counties, if you are within the sound of my voice and you've got a lunch hour, if you stop and pause for lunch at least once a month, give these folks a call, right? Okay, what should people do if they say, oh, you know what, I can do this?
Okay, they just need to contact me. Even if it's just to ride along, they need to call into the Meals on Wheels office. My number is 330-832-7220, and my extension's 113.
Let's say that one more time, please.
330-832-7220, extension 113.
And ask for Angie Click.
Ask for Angie Click.
And is there any training involved, Angie?
Yes. So we do. We don't just send you out on your own. We actually, once you fill out, there's a little application you have to fill out, and then bring in your driver's license and auto insurance. We actually match you up with a volunteer or a site coordinator, and they take you out on the route. They kind of talk everything over with you. We do some small mile reimbursement, so that's nice. So they get a little bit back for their gas. Currently, right now, we are having a push for our volunteers that if they pick up through November, December, 5 additional routes, we're going to give gas cards. So that's kind of nice.
Wow, that's very nice.
Yeah. So we have some things to try to help with the snowbird process. But like I said, we have awesome volunteers, but they already are going above and beyond. To ask them to keep going above and beyond, that's why we need to get some new ones.
We just need more. We don't want to burn out these wonderful people.
We want them to come back and love it. Right.
And not to interrupt you, Angie, too, I want to make sure, we've been talking a lot about the weather. I don't want to scare anyone off who's maybe worried about driving in extreme conditions. We actually we call them blizzard boxes. So in the event we ever do need to close because of an emergency, I know a couple years ago we had the polar vortex going on.
Yeah, that was crazy.
We have these emergency boxes that we send out in advance. So all clients should have actually received them by now, and they're shelf-stable meals. It has enough for 2 meals in it, and clients are informed to keep this just in case of an emergency. They have these backup meals. So we do our best. We are out there delivering every time that we can, but we definitely want to keep the volunteers safe too. So if we need to close, we will, and we still make sure that the clients are taken care of and fed too.
Yes, taking care of everybody. Safe volunteers, and nice to know that your clients are not going to go hungry. We've heard about what the clients have to say. We've heard what the other volunteers have to say. I would love to hear from you too. What brought you to this? Why is this your passion? Angie, let's go. Let's go with you first.
I've always helped in the community, and my passion has always been to give back as much as I can. I feel like this is a great organization. Working at a nonprofit really opens your eyes to a lot of the need in our community and the things that not everybody realizes. And I did a lot with youth and young adults, and this is my first time to work with seniors. And I'm just telling you, I just love them. Like, I could give them all hugs. I mean, they're just so sweet. And it really does make you appreciate your senior parents or your senior relatives and how good health they are when you see others. Yes. It really brings it all in a full roundabout experience.
Very cool. How about you, Kara?
Yeah. Honestly, for me, Meals on Wheels is really all that I've known in my professional life. They swooped me up right out of school. I graduated just a couple years ago from Walsh and started with them. I'd been an intern and started full-time after I graduated, and it's been amazing. I get to do a lot of things that I would not get to do, and I get to help a lot of people who I wouldn't be able to help if I wasn't in this situation. So it's great. I get so much experience, and I just get to do so many good things that help people who need it.
Awesome.
I love it.
Awesome. And so well said. All right. Well, give them a call, 330-832-7220, extension 113, if you want to talk to Angie and say, I can help you out. And they'll make it very easy for you. Angie Click, Kara White, Meals on Wheels, thank you for what you're doing in our community.
Thank you.